All right, it looks like we're live. Hopefully. Let's see here. Let's see here. See if this thing's actually working. Hey, what's going on, Starfire? Thanks for joining the chat. Let me know if you can hear me. I am using Streamlabs, which I've not used in probably 3 or 4 years. So if you guys can hear me, just hit me a thumbs up in the chat, and that would be greatly appreciated. If it's not working, I'll have to try to do something else. So just let me know if you can hear the audio, if you can see me. If you can't hear, let me know in the chat. I see a bunch of people saying, hey, but nobody has confirmed if they can hear me or not. Okay, we can see and hear you. Awesome. Good deal. Good deal. Oh, no, it says we can see. Oh, we can hear but not see you. Oh, man. Let me see here. How about now? Can you see me now? Let me know if you can see the visual now. Thumbs up, yay, nay. Hear you, not see you. Okay, I'll give it just a second, maybe a little bit of a delay. All right, let's see. Audio good, but the screen is black. Okay, so we can hear and see. If you can hear and see, somebody give me a thumbs up or a smiley face or something. If you can hear and see, somebody give me a thumbs up. Okay, looks like we're good. I double checking another device. Thank you guys for joining the live stream. I apologize for last week. I had a bit of a medical emergency, and I'll talk a little bit about that in just a few minutes. I am going to be giving away the spray gun that you guys have seen in videos before. Let me see if I can make sure I get in front of the camera, because I'm using 2 cameras here. So that's this one here. I've used this gun several times, and I have actually been pretty impressed with it. Let's see here. Sorry, I'm catching up with the chat. And so it looks like AMCB says, I so need one. Car got into an accident and slowly learning things myself. Good luck to the following. Awesome. Good deal. All right. So just to catch you guys up, back in 2021, I had my first incident with kidney stones, and that was something that I thought was in the past, and I found out recently that that was not the case. In fact, I was hospitalized last week, pretty severe. I had complete blockage in one kidney, and the other kidney was about 70% blocked. So due to that, I was hospitalized for a couple days, went through a procedure, and I'm waiting to have another procedure done in order to correct the issue. So that's why I missed last week's live stream, and I've not been doing a lot in the garage. In fact, this is the first time I've been in the garage for a couple weeks now. It's taking a little bit of time to get back up to speed. It's probably going to be another 4 or 5 weeks before I can do what I was doing before. So if you guys are out there and you have dealt with kidney stones, I sympathize. If you have had any health issue that's left you debilitated where you couldn't do things you were doing before, or any sort of handicap, I completely understand. It is really life-changing when you go from being and feeling completely normal, not able to even walk a few steps or walk across the hallway, use the bathroom by yourself, and it's really a humbling experience. So anybody that's been through that, I definitely feel for you. So with that said, thank you for the well wishes as far as the recovery, and I greatly do appreciate that. I'm definitely ready to get back to feeling like I was. As part of one of the reasons I was only keeping this live stream to 30 minutes is my stamina has been very short, and because of that, I have just not been able to do nearly what I was able to do before. Typically, I sleep about 5 to 6 hours, and I'm up the rest of the time, and for a couple days, I was only up 5 or 6 hours a day. That's how bad it was. So anyway, for this giveaway, we're going to be giving away the Golden Gun, which I had mentioned before, and this is a clone. I'm not sure whose clone this is. I'll get that up there with the camera. Hopefully you guys can see that. I've been pretty impressed with this gun. I've used it for probably 3 or 4 jobs. I've sprayed anything from primer, sealer, base coat, and clear coat with it, and it does well. So because of that, I figured, you guys who are DIY guys who are in the garage and doing things, trying to get your car fixed or just doing some repair work to make some side money, would appreciate something like that. I would not give away something that I've not used, something I've not vetted. And let me grab my current version of this gun just to show you that I have used it. Alright, so just in case you guys thought that I was messing around, this is the gun that you've seen in videos. You see it's got red paint in there, and I am notoriously terrible about cleaning up my equipment, mainly because things happen a lot when you have 4 kids and a full-time job, and this is a hobby, and this thing gets pretty nasty, as you can see. But it still performs like new. I really not had any issues with it. It's easy to take apart, easy to clean, and what you will receive is everything minus this. Actually, I'll throw one of these filters in for you guys, and you guys provide your own regulator, but I will throw the filter in. And my plan is over the next few months, probably every other month, I'll do a gun giveaway. I've got a couple more in the cabinet that I've used that I think you guys could benefit from. So just stay tuned to the channel. So if you don't win in this particular instance tonight, there is going to be another opportunity in the future. While I have you guys here, I'm also going to do 2 swag packs, which will consist of the 3 Wheels in a Block water bottle of either rose or blue or clear. And also, I'll throw in some 3 Wheels in a Box stickers. And these are from GT's Performance. He actually took care of making these for me. GT's a great guy. If you are not subscribed to his channel, definitely check out GT's Performance. He does a lot of stuff with Rust-Oleum, and right now he's working with a bunch of pigmented colors from, I think it's Eye Candy Pigments, so definitely check him out. I'll also throw in some keychains. This is the wheel keychain. Now these are available on the website, and there's the piston keychain there. So cool keychains to go with your ride. And then this multi-function headlight, you've probably seen these all over the place. It's the band light that goes around your head. It's got a spotlight on the side. Multifunction is white and red. Multifunction modes, and it even has this little motion sensor on the side that allows you to turn the light on and off with the wave of your hand. So very cool stuff. Things I use in the garage and things I definitely recommend. So that's why I have them on the website. I don't really have anything on my site really to make a lot of money. I put them out there because guys will ask, hey, where can I get that light? And I don't know if I'm gonna put spray guns on the site or not. It's really something you guys will have to, tell me. If they are, they're just going to be dirt cheap because I'm not really out to make money doing this. It's a hobby that I do, and I just like to share what I've learned. So hopefully it encourages somebody else to do something in the garage or get in the garage and get out there and tackle a project. So if you guys have any questions for me, we've got about 15 to 20 more minutes. You can drop them in the chat. I'm happy to answer any questions you have about either painting, the process of prepping, or any of those things. In fact, I may just talk about a couple of products that I've used just to give you guys an idea. If you have seen or haven't seen them on the videos, I use a lot of Speedacoat products, and if you look behind me, like right back here, this is my mixing rack, and everything on this mixing rack, as you can see, is PPG. So if I'm saying I'm using Speedacoat and I've got a PPG rack with a bunch of PPG stuff back here, that probably tells you guys something. Now, granted, I don't do this every day. I'm not a mass production shop that's doing, 10, 20 cars a week. In fact, I do about roughly 4 cars per year. That's about as much as I want to do as a hobby. Every once in a while I get a little excited and I may pop out 6 or 7 depending on, the scenario, the vehicle. If you guys have been watching the channel and you're wondering about the 50 model Dodge, it's still sitting in the shop. And Dave, thank you for your patience and working with me through this process as we're getting his street rod ready. And I'm just going to go ahead and tell you guys, it's going to be the coolest convertible you guys have probably seen in a long time. I'm very excited to finish up work on it. In fact, the bodywork is getting very close. I'm actually in the process of taking care of gaps and fixing the final body lines. So once that's done, we got a little bit of final body work, and then we'll be ready to get some color on that car. I know Dave's excited. He's been working on it for, I think, almost 30 years now. So it's been a long road for him, and I'm ready for him to get behind the wheel of his Hemi-powered Dodge convertible. And if you guys had not seen that, I'll put a link in the chat for that. All right, question from Starfire. Do different brand paints have different finishes? All right, I will say this. As far as finishes, yes and no. And I have, I'm trying to think what I have here in house. I may grab some out of the cabinet. Yeah, let me grab a couple things out of the cabinet and we'll chat with about some different brands. All right, so this is one from Auto Paint HQ. This is a Candy Brandywine base coat, Autobahn, so it's Auto Paint HQ. This is what I used on the Pole Hunter Camaro. That's the Candy on the Pole Hunter. They have a very good product. This is the DuPont Chroma 1. This is the Chroma base from DuPont. DuPont also makes, I'm trying to think of the brand. Let's see, Nason. I'm looking up on my other shelf over here. So I think Nason and DuPont, same company. Then this is one from Napa, which is, I believe, a Crossfire, which is a variant of PPG. And here's a Lesnall. This was used on the Mercury that I did, the engine bay for it. So to answer your question, do they have different finishes? The paints can have different finishes. I have found that some paints are thinner than others. Typically, if you use Nason paint, it's a lot thinner when you get it from a jobber or you get it from the paint shop or the paint store. Generally speaking, it is definitely thinner. And I think because it's thinner, it's a lot more sensitive to inconsistencies in your finish, inconsistencies in your prep work. I've dealt with Nason paint before. I've had fisheye, where other paints I've not had fisheye, and my prep is pretty consistent. If you've seen any of my videos, I go through with microfiber and I hit it dry once. I hit it dry a second time to get all the dust off. Then I use wax and grease remover twice, and then a tack cloth. So that's a pretty decent way of prepping. Granted, it may not be the absolute best way. However, over the course of several years, I've not had many issues. I've had fisheye one time in probably 112 paint jobs. And that means, when I say 112 paint jobs, whether it was a complete overall or just a bumper repair or a fender or something like that, it's probably been at least 100 times. And out of that, I've had maybe one or two fisheyes that have happened, and every time it has been Nason paint. Now, as far as clear coats, yes. Clear coats are different. Typically, the finish isn't necessarily going to be that different, but when you get to buffing a clear coat, if you have to cut and buff, you're going to really notice a difference in the hardness of the clears. So there is a difference out there, and if you guys want me, I can put together a video more about that in the future, so just let me know in the comment section. See, any tips for preventing haze or orange peel? All right, so Slayer Gaming asked about haze or orange peel. So for haze, typically you will have haze happen if your clear coat dies back or dries too fast. And I have dealt with that before. It's one of those things as a painter you will learn to work through. And when I say work through, typically that happens because you're working too fast. And I am guilty. I'll just raise my hand. I'm guilty of working too fast, trying to get that job done, trying to get it coated and covered before bugs fly in the garage because I don't have a paint booth. So the biggest thing I can give you as far as how to get rid of your haze is a slower activator and slower reducer in both the base coat and the clear. That will help the solvent escape from the surface, which will yield you a better finish. This is also true for orange peel. So typically you get orange peel for two reasons. One, too much product too fast, which you get an orange peel right until you get a slick finish, and then you get the drop, which you get the drip or the sag. Or not enough product spread too far apart can get you orange peel. Now, a lot of the orange peel does have to do with how your gun is set up and how your spray pattern looks. And I can put together a short video about spray patterns and how to get the best spray pattern. When it comes to orange peel, I found out that there are really two caveats for orange peel. One, if you get in too dry and you don't have the product wet enough, it's going to bead up on the surface or basically pixelate. And once it starts to pixelate, you can pour on more clear, but once you have a wavy surface, it's hard to smooth those waves out without taking a sanding disc and cut those humps off and go back and polish it. And that's where the cut and buff or the cut and polish comes from. So if you want to eliminate both of those, your haze and your orange peel, slower reducer, slower activator, take your time. And I know when I say slower, it's like, well, if I go slower, I'm gonna get runs. Not necessarily. On your first pass, when you put your clear down the first time, back off with the amount of clear. Get enough clear on the vehicle to get it to stick and get the second coat to stick to the vehicle. And on your second pass, then you start to lay it on. Of course, more on the flat surfaces, like I mentioned in the last video, less on the sides, because if you lay too much on the sides, you have the potential of running it. And also, trust yourself with the gun in your hand. When you're going to make your pass, trust what you're doing. Don't rush thinking, oh, I'm going too slow. Count in your head. I usually count 1, 2, 1, 2, or 1, 2, 3, 4. And the more you do it, the easier it'll get. Like I said, I'm not a professional painter. These are just things that I've learned from years of doing it wrong, basically. I spent probably 4 years doing everything wrong you could imagine and getting a whole bunch of bad results. So, see, best advice for blending panels. Okay, so if you're blending panels, and that was from Starfire, if you're blending, my recommendation for blending, we'll do two forms of blending. One will be metallic blends and one's non-metallic blend. So a non-metallic blend is the easiest blend in the world. You can just throw some paint on there. Granted, you prep the panel properly, and then you can go back and typically it'll be fine. Now, if you're doing a lot of blending or if you're doing blending with metallic, there's one product that I definitely recommend. Let me look right quick and see if I've got it. Okay, that product I recommend is Color Blender, which is right here. Now, there are a lot of guys that say, oh, you can just throw a reducer in there, and you can just add reducer to the paint and make it work. However, I will say this. With about as much color blender as fills a medicine cup, so 20 milliliters of color blender, and you put your paint in there, and you add some reducer, you can do a blend in an area 4 times the size you can with just base coat and reducer alone. So I definitely recommend the color blender, and I will try to put together a short video on blends. I think I may actually have something I need to do a blend on. But the best advice for blends I can give you is take 4800, prep the whole panel, work the area with the color about 6 to 12 inches around wherever the area is. So if you've got a hole about this big you've repaired, then go 6 to 8 to 12 inches from that, and then work towards the ends of the panel, not the very edges, depending if you got of course, if you got something that's metallic, then you'll want to stop 6 inches short of either side, because if you take that metallic blend to the very end and go to the next panel, it won't match. I'm not going to say it probably won't match, it won't match. The probability of it matching is, it's just not going to match. And I'm speaking from experience, I've done it before. In fact, on my Buick Regal, my trunk is the same color, but it doesn't match the rest of the car because I painted the trunk to the ends like a dummy. Like I said, I've done it wrong plenty of times. So with the blending, it takes practice, and eventually you'll get the hang of where you can cut your blend out. And if you do want a blend video, just you can always drop me an email, 3wheels1blog@gmail.com, or drop a message in another video or in this chat, and I will put something together on that. All right, off topic. What headphones do I have on? Okay, these are some V-Modas, and they are probably, golly, how old are these things? At least a decade old. They're worn out. The band on the top is actually missing, but I love over-the-ear headphones, and these are noise muffling. They're not really noise canceling, but they're very comfortable, and that's why I rock these. And I do recommend them. You can still get them. So, let's see. Is there a car that you refuse to paint? Yes, Daninator, there is a car that I steer away from the Ford products. I do. I actually have had some people ask me about painting Mustangs and Falcons, and I'm like, I don't know about that. So anyway, maybe at some point I did do one Ford on the channel, or maybe there were 2, but. Yeah, it was. What's going on, GT? Thanks for dropping a message in the chat. I appreciate you stopping by. I was actually talking about you earlier because GT's the one who hooked me up with these awesome decals, if you guys hadn't seen those. And I don't know if this is mirrored or not in your all's feed. It looks correct to me, but that could mean absolutely nothing. All right, so what is the best investment when it comes to equipment? Oh, man. The best investment is investing in yourself. And that may sound cliche, but I will say this. So I spent a lot of time beating myself up over what I was doing wrong, trying to get things right. And what I found out is if I just slowed down and actually took my time, most of the time the issue was this guy. It wasn't really anything I was using. Now with that said, I will say that there is one piece of equipment that completely changed everything that I do. Let me go grab it right quick. All right, I don't know that Marco's in here from Speedy Coat Refinish Network, but this is the Mark 1. This is the MV1, and the Mark 1 Refinish Pro is a green gun, which I have one here somewhere. I thought it was hanging up on the rack, but I may have put it in the case or something. And that is probably the single most efficient piece of equipment. And really what happened, and I'll just be straightforward with you guys. So several years ago, I was painting vehicles, and I was getting okay results. I was getting a lot of orange peel and just kind of frustrating things. And I ran across one of Marco's videos, and he was talking about his gun and how wonderful it was and yada, 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 yada. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to throw some money out there, and we're going to find out, because I didn't really want to go spend $1,000 on a spray gun, but at the same time, what I was using wasn't working that great. But I needed something that was going to be a little more efficient. So I went and got one of his guns, and I just listened to what he said in the video. And he said, set the pressure to 27 and pull the trigger. And that's what I did. And you know what I found out? I had been adjusting my spray guns wrong the entire time. Once I found out how the spray gun was supposed to work, and I had a slick finish from the gun, and I didn't have to cut or buff the truck that I sprayed. And let me give you a setup on this. So the first time I used the Mark I was in this building that I'm in now. It's in my garage. It was 40 degrees outside, and it was wintertime, and I had a C10 pickup truck, a square body 76 model. It was two-tone. I had already sprayed everything. It was time to do the clear, and I was like, you know what? Let's find out what this gun can do. I put some, I think it was production clear from Speedy Coat in the gun, and it laid out like glass. I was completely shocked. In fact, I didn't think it dried because it was so cold. I was like, man, this clear didn't dry. I'm in trouble. I have to wipe all this off and start over. And it was not the issue. That was not the case. In fact, it was pristine. In fact, that truck is on the website, and I think I do have a video on that truck as well. Here's some videos on as well. So, best piece of equipment is yourself, though. Let's see here. So the Daninator, how is the Buick Regal running? The Regal's running great. Let's see. Aaron and I had a blast when you took us for a ride. He remembers seeing, oh, yeah, 3 digits on the dash. Well, yeah, he may have seen that. So the Regal's running good. I have not replaced the transmission yet. I have a brand new transmission for it, but due to family and life and other things, I have not gotten in the shop so I can replace the transmission. I found out the noise that I thought was a timing chain turned out to be the throwout bearing, so we'll take care of that then. CGT, you can do a good job with good equipment, or with cheap equipment, as you can with higher end. Now, GT, I will agree with you that it really is about the person behind the spray gun, because with a less expensive gun, you can do things you can do with a more expensive gun. And some people ask me about this mixing rack. So I acquired this mixing rack from a body shop that closed down, and I also acquired some spray guns from that same body shop. And there were some high-end spray guns which I have used, and I actually found the parts to one that I lost a couple years ago, so I'm kind of excited about getting it back out. But I've used those guns, and they do work really well. And if you don't use them right, they don't work well. So that's why, back to the other question about the best piece of equipment is yourself. Invest in yourself and the knowledge of how to use your tools, and you'll be rewarded for it. Slayer Gaming, he's going to grab the whole cabinet by the end of the stream. It's possible. So we'll probably do another live stream, because as I talk with you guys, I do remember other things that can help you guys kind of work through the painting process and the prep process. And maybe we'll just do a prep. Oh, looks like Cortex is heading out. Oh, good night. Oh, are you saying good night as in like you're joining, or are you leaving? All right, but I do. We may do a prep live stream, and then also maybe just a body work and or base coat and clear coat live stream, just so you can talk specific questions about those things. All right, let's see. R&E Paint Supply. Having an experience or know the qualities of this brand or product? I do not think I have used them. Yep, I can't say that I've used them before. All right, and GT says my lab rat snapped the, oh no, not the timing belt. Oh man, I hate to hear that, GT. GT and I go way back. I don't even know how many years it's been now. It's been a little while, so I remember the lab rat in its early stages, and him and I share stories and work through crises in the paint booth and other things together. So it's always good to see you, GT. And I hate to hear that about the lab rat, because that is that's painful. Hopefully nothing is bent. Hopefully all is well. I know if the Regal ever breaks the timing chain, it's typically time to replace the engine. So I'm hoping that never does happen. So Cortex said, just got home and saw the notification. Awesome. Well, I'm glad that we extended a couple minutes then. I think I'm getting ready to wrap things up so we can go ahead and do this giveaway. I did want to mention one thing. So Triggerman has hit 10,000 subscribers, and I think that's pretty cool, because he started like golly, it's not even been 2 years. And I've been doing this for 6 years now. Yeah, 6 years. So it's pretty cool to see somebody come in, hit the ground running, take off. And he has some great tutorials and tips on painting in the body shop and blending and prep work and all of those things. So if you have any other questions or if you're curious about paint and body work, Triggerman is definitely somebody to hit up. Now, I will say this is a spray gun giveaway because we're just talking about paint. I do other things in the shop. We do ground up builds, resto mods, all those kind of things you've seen on the channel. So there'll be other giveaways in the future as far as maybe some other things you guys might be interested in, be it LS parts, small block parts, things of that nature. Maybe some interior things. So definitely stay tuned for that. All right, so let's see. Everybody that is in the chat. Let me see if I've got everybody here. If you have not left a comment, please do so because I am going to put a name beside a number beside every name in the chat, and that's how we're going to do this. Because I think that's going to be the simplest way for me because I am already running out of gas. Let's see here. Just waiting on my system to catch up and getting everybody's name hopefully entered here. If you hear background noise, it's because my shop door is open so I can have Wi-Fi in the building because this is the big steel building, and if I shut the door then the Wi-Fi from the residence drops out. So I apologize in advance for any background noise you do hear. All right, so I think that is everybody accounted for. See if I can get a count on names here. I seem to have. All right, give me just 1 second. I'm not getting anything out of the cabinet this time, though. All right, so just so you guys know how I'm doing this live stream, so you don't think I'm like making things up or, well, yeah, I'm not making things up. Anyway, I'm gonna put a number beside everybody's name, so the order that you people appear in the chat will be your number. So Starfire is number 1, and then Ron, you're gonna be number 2. Slayer Gaming will be number 3. Looks like Nicholas is here, and that will be number 4. And I apologize for this rudimentary giveaway thing. Probably not as sophisticated as some of these other streamers because I have a lot going on, so it's not my primarily streaming thing, but I figured it would be fun to get out here and do a live stream with you guys. Let's see here. And then A, M, C, B, I. Starfire. The Daninator's here. And GT. You want to come say hi, Miss Three Wheels? The boss is here, so I'm sure she's checking on me to make sure I didn't pass out while I'm in the garage. Yeah, just walk around this side. Oh, looks like Danny's joined in. I had you in there, Danny. Y'all say hi to the boss.
I mean, only sometimes.
Only all the time.
Not until Thea is in charge.
Oh yes, yes. Our
3-year-old.
our 3-year-old. Yeah, she's the boss currently. So.
Yeah. Have fun.
All right. All right, so we got 8 people in the chat, it looks like. I think that's correct according to my numbers. I won't count my. Yep. So what I'm going to use is a random number generator. Oh yeah, Dan there said hi. And that's how we're going to do this giveaway. All right. So we have the random number generator. Hopefully you guys can see that there. We have 1 through 8. I'm going to see if I can do this while I'm holding it in front of the screen so you guys don't think I'm cheating. Hit the generate button. Uh-oh, I might stand up. I can't see it. All right, let's hit the generate button. All right, looks like number 8. Oh, out of order garage. I don't know. I think you showed up just like 1 second too late. We just did the giveaway for the first prize, which is the spray gun. So number 8, that is looks like Danny Stables. So Danny Stables, if you would drop me a email with your info, and I will get you that spray gun mailed out to you. All right, we're going to do 2 more, and I will go ahead and increase the number to 9 since Outdoor Garage just got here. Actually, we'll make the number 8 again, and he will take the 8th slot. And this will be a swag pack with the 3 wheels in a block, water bottle, which we mentioned before. You can pick your color. Rose red, the clear water bottle there, or the blue water bottle, and they will have the 3 wheels in a block logo. They're also, you will receive one of these awesome keychain wheels, and this awesome strap headlight. You guys have seen these all over the place, so Delphi makes these and some other companies with the multi modes. And oh yeah, the piston keychain. It's right here. So I got all the stuff on the table up here trying to keep it on order. So do that one as well. So for the first or second swag pack, or first swag pack, no, yeah. You guys know what I'm trying to say. I told you guys I'm only good for about 30 minutes at a time. Oh, number 5. And number 5 was AMCB. That was number 5. All right, and I did get a little gung-ho and I hit the button twice, and the second number was number 3 for the other swag pack. That was Slayer Gaming. So I will get those. If you guys will send me an email. Hey, Angela, how's it going? Hey, Ron. If you guys will send me an email, I'll make sure to get those things mailed out to you. And I appreciate you guys stopping by the live stream. You guys are awesome. I appreciate the questions and the feedback and the well wishes. I'm hoping that this upcoming procedure hopefully will be happening this week, and we can get this kidney issue behind us and get healed up over the course of the next month, and then get back in the garage to finishing up some body work and spraying some awesome rides. If you guys have got any other questions before I get out of here, I'll take a couple more questions in a few minutes here. We'll do about 5 more minutes. And Okay, so the email address is, I'll put this in the chat, it's 3wheels1block@gmail.com. And you can also reach out to me on Instagram, 3wheels1block, that works too. And I definitely appreciate you guys stopping by for this live stream. It's really cool to see some of the people that have watched the videos and left comments, provided feedback. That is really awesome. I appreciate you guys very much. It really means a lot to me that you take time to just hang out, take time to leave a comment, feedback. And I get lots of comments, especially some of my short videos. In fact, one video that I did that I've had the most views on, I think it's gotten like 1 million views. I was doing as a thank you to Daninator, who's in the chat right now, and it was showing how to get a hub off of a vehicle without using a hub puller. Basically, you use a bolt, knock one of the studs out, push the bolt against the carrier or the control arm, and it pushes the hub out. Well, I've gotten probably 100 nasty comments about how you don't do it that way, and it doesn't work in the rust belt, and all kinds of stuff. But all I was doing was saying thank you, and it worked for me, and it's worked for a lot of people because there are way more positive comments than negative comments. But anyway, I just thought out there. Daninator, thanks for stopping by. I appreciate you. Thanks for swinging by the shop. It's been a few years back, and thanks for the well wishes. All right, well, guys, if you don't have anything else, I am going to get some rest. It's been a long day, but I wanted to make sure we took care of this giveaway for you guys. One thing I will say before I head out, if you guys hadn't noticed the shirt, let's talk about Jesus. If you don't know Jesus as your Lord and Savior, that is the most important thing. It's more important than paint, body, or anything else, because we all die and we all have to go somewhere. Well, with that said, I'm going to wrap it up. It's been fun. Again, if you guys heard your name in the live, I'll just recap real quick. The winner of the spray gun was, let's see, Danny, and then the 2 swag packs went to the AMCBI and Slayer. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. I appreciate you very much, and I will see you, I'm sure, in an upcoming video. I'm not sure if we're going to do an upload next week or not. Thank you, GT. Appreciate it. It really just depends on how things go health-wise. I've got some content that I put together on the Chevelle, the 67 Chevelle Project Motivation over the past year. Yeah, I guess it's been over the past year, maybe 2 years of content that I've just not edited. I may go ahead and edit that up as time allows and try to get that out to you guys. So we've got some content flowing through the channel. So if you hadn't checked out Project Motivation, that's the 67 Chevelle and Seasick Blue. That's a custom color that we mixed up here in the shop. Definitely check that out. And with that said, my name's Erwin. This 3 Wheels in a Block.